And now we are.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. We are
Hello.
G.O.W, the goddesses of
Hey.
writing. And we're here again to share our writing with you because we need to get work done. And I'm rambling on about my lawn dude not doing his job, so he had to go. Um, and I'll be back to cutting grass again, which I don't have time for, but I'll have to make time. I guess it's going to be a second workout for me. I work out like 4 days a week, so now I guess I'll have a
You
fifth
be cutting the
workout,
lawn and then blowing seeds.
blowing the seeds and picking up. If people
No,
could just do their job, like
I
why
can't.
you gonna do a job good for a whole year and then you just gonna start slacking off and
Well,
the next
I
year like
think
I
he
don't care.
probably got another job, or
He
he's
did,
got other
but
clients, and so he
yeah,
can't really. He's trying to. He's trying too hard.
I told him I said like if the job takes you 45 minutes, let's say, don't come and try to do it if you only have 25 minutes.
Exactly.
I don't want to have job. I'm not paying you half the money,
And
so
then
I
you
need you to do the
getting
same
your
thing.
equipment, and that's just
Right. You're not paying back into your business. You're not taking this serious.
That's
I've been
right.
running businesses since I was 12 years old, and you have to put back in, or you don't need to run a business. It's just a fact. But like I said,
Oh no!
businesses aren't for
Don't start
everybody.
now. No.
Oh my goodness.
I
So I will let everybody do their introductions. We can start with the Maven of Mischief over here, Miss Aphrodite Lee.
I was gonna say about the lawn person. That's one thing. If I ever have property, I will have to hire somebody to do because
I know, girl. Good
I
luck with
can't do it
them.
myself. I will go out there and have a massive asthma attack, and y'all find me dead in the field.
I know.
Not in the field, not on the lawn, but in the field.
Right. But hello, everyone. I decided to use my Maven of Mischief handle because that's the shit I'm working on today.
That's right.
So, that's all I got to say. I got naughty stuff to write, and that's what I'm going to be doing.
Got to
You're
get
working
pumped up for it.
hard. And
That's
Miss
funny.
Daildah D.
I am Daildah DeWinters, also known as Zame Hill, romance and or horror, sometimes both. Quirky heroines, happy endings. Glad to be here tonight. I'll be working on still the story I worked on the last time I was there, trying to polish it up and finally get it off my back.
Yeah, the
Right.
people rubbing bodies together.
Oh well, there's somebody been on their back, so they got to get off the back so I can end the story.
That's right. They gotta get off the back sometime. You know,
Yep, y'all got to
gotta keep
stand
this
up so we
story
can end
going.
this
Okay,
thing.
we gotta keep this story going. They gotta get off their back.
I do have some good news about my story. That
Uh-oh.
I turned it into a script, and it
Yes,
shall
she
be
did.
getting filmed eventually.
Yes.
I mean, by mine being a western, it's a little bit of a hefty price. So, however, that's gonna happen
Mm.
because we need
That's right.
horses.
She did. It looks
But
good.
it's
The
a
picture's
script.
good too.
I'm gonna have to. I'm telling you, I got to come down to the DMV and watch a movie shoot.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you do.
girl. I tell you what, mine is in November. So you,
Okay,
so you come down, be on set, girl. It's a 2 day shoot. At least if you only came for one day, you would get the bulk of it. Because
right.
the second day is just pickups, and that's
Okay.
for ensnared. The short story I wrote that I turned into a script
Hmm.
also, and that's getting shot finally. I finally
Nice.
got it back. I finally got the right crew because it called for some special effects and stuff like that. My actors are on point. The only thing that don't exist is the cabin that is happening in. We got to build that.
You're building a cabin.
So that's gonna be fun because it's me, my friend Kathy, and this girl named Jessica. We're building it.
Oh,
So I mean, it's
Nice.
fake. It's a facade. So when I say build a cabin, it's fake.
propping up walls. Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
got you.
Propping up them walls.
But then we got to dress it and all that other stuff. So yep, finally it's happening.
Yep. I am DL Tillery, the Mistress of Horror. I will be working on Caliostro Book 2 still. So, I did not get it done. A lot of shit going on. I did not sit down to give it time. Also, I'm currently doing an alpha read for DL Stewart. For his one of his short. I think it's a novella. Yeah, one of his
Yeah,
novellas that's not out yet. So I've been reading that for a little bit. I have to finish that Monday. But I am going to be working on Caliostro Book 2. I actually decided on a release date for Caliostro Book 1.
mm,
So hopefully that will go according to plan. I was actually talking to Aphrodite about trying to figure out a way to put together an animated trailer for book one. I think an animated trailer would help it sell better because people get more interested when they see some kind of motion from the characters or scene from the book. So I'm really going to look into that and try to figure out, how to get that done instead of just the usual type of book trailer. I would like an animated book trailer, but if I can't, then I will get one of the other kinds and make one of those. But that's what
both can happen.
They both can happen. I just have to see what's going on, especially with funds and all that jazz. If I can't do it myself type situation, which I will probably try to do it myself. But yeah, so that's what I planned. I did still also want to bring out my short horror collection actually near Halloween. But again, that really comes down to planning. And I was watching Dale, the guy here on YouTube. I was watching his channel today. He was talking about comparing all of the different self-publishing stuff that we have out here, like Ingham Spark, KDP, Lulu. There's another one called like Gribble or something. And then there is another one too that he was comparing. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. And of course Barnes and Noble, Crown Press. But I was looking at that in the time that it takes for these other companies to send you your proofread and or like say your author copies by chance. Like the proofread one is like some almost like 11, 14, 15 days. One was I think one was like crazy, like 20 or something crazy like that. I don't know. And I was like, what? Because KDP is pretty fast. They're like 3 days. But this is for hardcover. Today he was covering. He's done paperback too in this series. But the hardcover from KDP wasn't as good quality as Barnes and Noble and Ingham Spark, because Barnes and Noble and Ingham Spark uses the same printing, I believe, company.
Okay.
I did Barnes and Noble for Shatter.
Yeah.
And then the one I got from KDP, they were pretty much the same. The only problem I have with KDP is you can't get jackets. At least you can't.
Yeah, they don't do jackets yet.
Right. And the
know if they're going
only way to get around that, if you still want to use KDP, is that you would have to have custom jackets made somewhere else.
Right.
But then that would mean that you were sending out the books, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so I don't see if you. It's almost like you gotta use multiple avenues, and since I'm looking at this more because I gotta release Caliostro this year, and I'm like, of course I was going through Ingham Spark anyway, along with KDP, or like going through Ingham Spark, but then of course it'll be on Amazon because of Ingham Spark, because you can't, if you publish on KDP predominantly, you can't publish it anywhere else, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, there's ways around that, but you can't use, if you do KDP and you do like the free ISBNs and stuff like that, then you can't do it anywhere else. It's specifically KDP.
Yeah, you have to have your own ISBN.
You can't use the same ISBN.
Right.
If
you go to buy the ISBN,
yeah,
then
which I'm buying anyway, but
do it anywhere.
Yeah, I gotta figure all that shit out. But like, I guess the more places it is,
so expensive though. Why are they like $25,000 each?
I know it's absolutely ridiculous, and but the one thing is, and that's what we were talking about, was buying batches of them, because it's so much cheaper to buy batches.
Yeah, so that's why they want you to.
Let's say you can get 10 of them for $500. So then if you get with somebody, I'm like, hey, look, I give you 5 and I keep 5.
And it's just $250.
$250 as opposed to paying $250, $300 for one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, usually some authors get together and buy a bulk pack and then split the cost, and then we each have like
their own numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just from the pack because me and Aphrodite was going to do that. So like maybe we should find some other authors too.
If we had 10 people, and I'm making this up, 10 people who need an ISBNs, and you get a batch of 10 for $500, that'd be $50 for one fucking ISBN.
Yeah, so cheaper if you bundle together.
Rather than $250.
Yeah.
For one.
Yeah, so I would have to buy a bundle either way, rather solo or not. So
I have to get a bundle because I have more than one book.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, the best way to do it is to get with some other writers, and say, hey, let's do this thing.
Let's buy the big bulk pack.
They got bundles of like 100.
They do.
They got big bundles, and the more that obviously the more that you get in the bundle, the way cheaper it is.
per
Yeah.
per a number.
per,
Yeah.
per ISBN. Yeah.
So that's a
Like
one way
donuts.
around that. So always a way around, always a workaround. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Or
So
you
that's
got
the
a
plan.
Canadian friend, and because theirs is free for them.
Theirs is free.
It's free. ISBN stuff is free.
Wow.
It's it's America. No, we won't get into it today.
Anything they can make money on. And you can only get ISBNs from one place, obviously.
Oh, I sold just on a good note.
Mhm.
I was thinking in April, like I didn't have any book sales in April, which is weird because I usually have good sales in April, and for some reason I didn't have any. So I was like, okay, I guess it's time for me to publish something else. And then I don't know what happened. The gods of buying
Book
books
publishing.
because May, the books blew up again.
Mm.
Hey,
And
take it.
I think because I'm trying to figure out why to get this big surge. So I went to see which book is it, and there's both books, but Encounters had like the big surge. I said, you know what? And I looked, it was in Great Britain. I said, somebody done book club this book. Because it was like all on the same day and everything. So I was like, somebody book club this book for these sales to be popping like that.
That's happened to me with some journals. People buy like 13 journals, and I'm like, what's going on? So they're probably buying it for their class or whatever like that.
Yeah, that makes sense because that's what I do when I buy my daughter's school supplies for the year. I usually do it like August or something, like late July, August, and I'll buy her like journals for her school journaling for each subject. So I'll buy like, a 10 pack or something like that, whatever book I like. So that's more than likely what's happening.
So far, my journals haven't sold a lot, but I also haven't remotely promoted them, not even at all.
Yeah.
Like people who know that are like on my Patreon or who follow my channel know about them, but I wasn't worried because I was just trying to have a stash so that as I go, the more that people recognize me, then they'll say, "Oh shit, there's writing journals here for writers," and so I just wanted them to exist.
That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so I'll know what you're working on. So get your documents ready. We're about to start the first sprint.
Oh, we didn't say about Tamara. Tamara couldn't make it today.
Yes, she could not.
Yeah, she just not. She is under the weather. So send your good juju vibes out to her.
We will see her at some point here, but you'll know that because you'll see her. So, all right. Let's see. Let's see who's in the chat while I'll pull up your dot. RC is here. We have some lurkers today, which is fine. I was saying hi to Aphrodite saying hey, and RC saying hello again. He's back. So, guess we get some work done.
Working on in the chat. Let us know.
Yeah, always put it down there what you're working on, and you come back. You can always say, "Well, how many words I got?" Or, "I was just been off scrolling on Instagram, looking at all those hot Korean models like I did." So,
Girl, you need a 12-step program.
there is no program for this, okay? Like my Instagram is the best place ever. Like I open it up in the morning and there's like just hot men scrolling down. It's just I'm like, wow, this should be illegal. I'm like, are you allowed to show this? Like, like there's V action going on, like
Girl,
like
stop.
the road to the V, like it is like the dudes with the and then the pants is riding low. I'm like, he's showing the V shape.
Danny and Daildah are to blame that I know what upside down Dorito made.
That's like, I'm looking like, that's cool. Like I'm not gonna complain. So yeah, I follow a lot of Korean like fitness models and stuff.
Be quiet.
So that's fun. Plenty of eye candy over there on Instagram.
Oh, it sure is.
Very inspiring too. I usually take the pictures that I like and then I share them on my TikTok in a collage, and it helps me, inspires me to work on my reverse harems. So,
see, I don't know how to do that, and I hear people always putting TikTok down and stuff. I want to do TikTok. I just don't know how.
I think it's fun. It's fun. I play with it all the time. Mine is my author page. I still do like my dance and stuff on there, and I just do like funny little filters and stuff that they do on there. just to get an audience, you know. And then I do put up like my poetry Layla Mistress video over there as well. And share any book trailers that I end up making for my stuff when it comes out. So those have gotten a good amount of views when I do share those. So a lot of authors are building their TikTok platforms as well, which I think is quite useful. Any platform you can get on just to have a space,
Right.
to find more people who can hear about you is a good idea.
All right.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get ready for our first sprint. It is 20-minute sprint. So if you're writing with us, then you can also write during this time. Let me get
I apologize ahead of time for the birds. Adonis is being a crackhead.
Oh, no one cares. It's just birds. Who just imagine we're in a Disney movie? You know how much Disney, like the bird starts singing to the female lead or something. That's okay. We'll just be Disney female leads.
Yeah, but he's complaining, not saying.
All right, so we'll be coming back at 7:36.
Okay.
So I will put that up on there. You go ahead and start when you want.
Set up because I ain't ready.
You good. And it's up.
That should be time, right?
It is.
I
My
just
my computer clock's like a minute off.
I
I
just
don't
had
know why I never fixed. I don't know why.
I just happened to look up and say, wait, I'm doing pretty good, and then oh no, it was a minute after.
Yeah, I just looked up my computer was like, oh, his turn 36 at me was a minute behind. Like, fuck.
What did you get
Anyway.
done, if anything?
Let me see. I don't know what I did. I was kind of in it. That's why I didn't even notice. Let's see what I did here. I think I was only like 230 words.
Oh Lord,
That's not
I'm,
too
I'm
bad, I
I
guess.
went on. I was getting our G.O.W. project done real quick.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I said, let me do that because even though I am in the mood for writing,
Hmm.
as long as I have that in my brain that I need to finish it, I'm not gonna be able to concentrate.
Right. Yeah, I get that. I feel that. Oh, God.
Daya, if you're still there, you're muted.
I think she might have stepped
Thank
away.
Now, I just want to be clear in case you think we can hear you. I do that all the time. Be talking away, wonder why nobody responded.
Be like, so you not liking me? Like, no, we just can't hear you.
What was that? Like a 15?
Another 20.
It was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that went too fast.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Uh, oh boy, I'll see what I get done this stream. Hopefully,
So wait a
a few
minute,
chapters.
again. What are you working on?
Um, drafting Caliostro book 2.
Okay, okay.
So I just wanted to have the first draft done before book 1 came out, so I could be like, you know.
I might start doing these from the studio. That way I have a good camera and shit.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Cause I want y'all to see my hair. My hair looks so cute.
Turn your camera on.
My camera not hooked up. I don't know where the hell it's at.
Can't find it again, girl. Did West Side? Did he manage to get the computer done for you, or
He took it home, so I'm sure he got it done by now.
okay, cool. That's what I'm gonna call.
Side story. But yeah, I'm sure he got it.
West Side.
No issue.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Dahlia got food. What you get done
That's
besides
why
eating? Getting some food? Yeah.
my daughter made, oh my gosh, bulgogi.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what
Some
that
sort
is.
of Asian noodles. I don't know. They real thick.
I
And the
know what it
sauce
is.
is a
That's
little
why I said,
sweet.
oh.
So she put mushrooms and beef in with it. So I was like, she's I heard her in there sweeping. I was like, let me go get some food before she put it away.
Right, let me hurry up and go get it. Yeah, I decided I'm gonna
Mhm.
hold off on eating. I was like, my brother, he think he was making shrimp and some
Now,
oven baked potatoes tonight, but I told him I wanted to eat the rest of the roast and the baked potatoes. So
my ass gonna eat a hot dog and ain't mad because I love me some hot dogs.
yeah,
Well, it
she
is
did.
Memorial Day weekend, so
That's why we're not gonna have much of an audience tonight. Anyways, everybody partying
I didn't even
or
think about
sleep.
that. I'm
or
supposed to be
sleep.
at a pool party right now.
Oh,
Really?
I can't. I
that sounds exhausting.
but I can't. I pushed myself last weekend,
To do that
so I
festival.
don't want to do it 2 weekends in a row.
That
Too
makes
many
sense.
people, too
Mess
much.
myself up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to build up my immune system, but I ain't trying to push it.
Get
Shut
sick
up.
again.
She's telling her birds to shut up.
Yeah, because I fed them. I gave them crack. I said they're gonna be good. Yeah, crack.
That's illegal, Aphrodite.
And so I felt like they was gonna be fine, right? No, they want more, so they trying to break out.
I mean, that's usually how that works, though. You get addicted to that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't be giving somebody that and be like, why you want more
trying
of
to
it?
break out the cage to get
First
to
taste free.
I said, watch them be all nice and fat and plump, and then they'll be quiet. No, they want more.
No,
Well, of
now they got a
course.
bad attitude and they fat.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, yeah, I can't wait to get my camera so y'all can see their little asses.
They
Damn.
have something else. I see their picture a little crazy. A little crazy. I'm supposed to do my daughter's school pictures tomorrow. Let's see if I can manage that. I don't know.
Ptolemy did his last week.
Yeah, they mostly got them done. I have everything because she's going to be celebrating her Chinese heritage in this photo shoot. So I got her dress and all her little parasol and stuff. Which I ordered a parasol that was red lace. Why both of them come broke?
No.
First one I ordered in the sender replacement, and that was broke differently. I was like, you know what? This is why when I had them send the second one, I ordered another one just to match her theme, which is the peacock. And I was like, I'll just order another parasol, you know, just in case. And I was all right.
Right.
So I was like, just give my money back, and I got one anyway, so it's whatever. Amazon, like, so anyway.
My youngest, her she's part of the Zhang family. Her grandmother sent over her I don't know what it's called, but basically like her 1-year-old quote unquote outfit with that's all from the family. That's like everybody in the family did pieces of it.
Yeah.
Oh
Nice.
my God.
I like that.
I mean, if you just looking at the fabrics and everything,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Then we dressed her up according to how they said it, because it's instructions. And
there would be.
We Americans, we not doing
mess it up.
right.
I
So
got my daughter's dress down here. Let me
done.
turn my camera off and I'll grab it because I gotta get up and get it.
Yeah, and so we got all her pictures done, and then the only thing that they asked for is that we send some pictures back to them, because they can't come here. So we did everything, following instructions, sent them back, and she was just so damn gorgeous,
All the way across the damn.
so gorgeous. But these fabrics, I'm telling you, it's like magic. Oh, I can't see it.
I know it's red. So it's a peacock.
A legit picture of it.
So I will. The peacock tail comes up like that. So, and it's, of course, the Chinese style. But so I gotta get her shoot. But trying to get her this girl to take pictures. She's not like me at all. I'm like, ready for the camera. Let's go. Vogue, Vogue, Vogue. Move it. Yes. They always like, can you not, please? Can you not? Like a couple years ago, she would be like, and stuff. Now she's like, I'm like, oh, you back to like when you were in the womb and they were trying to get a picture of you. You kept putting your little hand in front of your face and stuff. Like
that's how like Ptolemy. He don't shy away from pictures. He just won't take a straight one, so he keeps making faces.
I mean, Taylor is like not looking. She's like, So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna do my best.
That is not Persephone. Persephone, like you pull out the camera, she on RuPaul's Drag Race, girl.
No,
that's what I'm saying. My daughter was like that. Now she don't give a fuck. I'm like, what happened, Taylor?
Speaking of, guess who I met last week?
Who's this?
Latrice Royale.
Oh, did you?
Oh my God.
Nice.
So because my son works down at the soundstage, I went with him. He had to go in early, obviously, because he's actually working. And Latrice was there just chilling up on the stage talking to people. So my son was like, you want to go up there, don't you? I was like, yes,
of course.
Do. And I was like, so I get up on stage and my heart is pounding because I'm like, I cannot believe I love Latrice. So the fact that Latrice is sitting a few inches away from me, I was like, this is not real. And because I'm blind, he has to guide me up there. So I'm on the stage, which is the worst place in the world for me to be because lights means I see nothing.
Yeah, really.
And so I'm on the stage, and Latrice turned to me. I said, "Hey, goddess," like we were best friends. And she was like, "Oh my God, diva." And we just had so much fun.
That's so fun.
We had so much fun. So we were talking, chilling, but of course, she's there to work.
Yeah, of course.
So I had to get off the stage. And she went back, got all dressed up, ready, did her show. And I didn't know she was married. And her husband was the one playing the keyboards.
Oh, that's cool.
And so at the end of the show, they all breaking down. Of course, I still got to stay because my son works there, so he still got to stay. And the husband came off the stage. Now y'all know me. Any chance I get to sing, I'm gonna do it. So I was out on the floor singing, and he heard me. He said, "Oh, I see you over there, Miss Erica Badu."
No.
And I turned. I said, "Look, I can't help myself. I ain't even gonna lie." So next thing I know, I'm outside. I'm hanging with the husband and Latrice and with the friend that came with her. Had a ball. I can't believe my life sometimes.
That's
Wow.
good. Have a good time.
Had a ball, and she was like, "Girl, your spirit is so great." Had a ball. You would have thought that we knew each other, and like, oh,
For years, yeah.
the part that made me laugh is when I'm saying he, because he is a he. He's like, he was born and raised in Compton. And he said, "Well, I bet ain't nobody in Baltimore from Compton." And this one person was over across. He's like, "Yeah, no, I'm from Compton." And he started naming the edge. I started to say, "Look, my baby daddy, he from Compton." And I said, "I ain't gonna put my business out there like that," so I shut up.
That's funny.
Now my baby daddy
My
pointed
baby
at
daddy.
yeah, what?
Too
I
funny.
started to throw a sign. I had to catch myself.
Uh-oh, watch out.
But it was, I enjoyed
No, my God, that's funny.
thoroughly. So thoroughly.
Yes,
And
live it for me, girl. 'Cause
he was the only one on RuPaul's Drag Race for every season that I saw that actually was a nice darn person, even on the whole time on the show.
well, you know, Diva's got a diva.
Trying to do whatever. And I was like, and then he won Miss Congeniality. And they don't even offer Miss Congeniality. That's just let you know how decent a person he is. So I was like, oh, one day I'm gonna meet Latrice, and how about it happen?
That's awesome.
Oh, it was so
I say the same thing. One day I'll meet Jackson Wang, but you know.
Oh, that poor raped child. I can feel it. Poor thing.
No,
No,
I'd be good.
You
I would be good. I'm not younger me, because if it was younger me,
don't even.
If it was younger me, like I used to say, if I met Geit when I was in my 20s, I would have raped him. But
no, he would have been.
It wouldn't have been grape anyway.
He would have been like, "Oh no."
It wouldn't have been grape anyway. He would have liked it. He would have liked it.
I see.
But yeah, I'm good now. I wouldn't do that.
How he don't.
But I definitely would hug Jackson Wang. Though. I would. I'm not gonna lie.
No, you be that girl.
He lets you hug him, so it's not like I would be like,
you're not out of line,
breaking his rules or something.
No, yeah. You listening to her, but she's not being truthful. She be that girl that she sent me that clip talking about she knew she got the assignment. Because
the girl did get the assignment, like he liked you up on stage, and then the girl was dancing. She must have been a dancer. He don't know who could be a dancer. And he was like, "Oh, you gotta do dancing." She was like going down. I'm like, "Oh, girl got the assignment."
Mm-hmm.
She's looking for all of us up there.
And that turned around to the silhouette. Oh, she got the assignment.
She did her job. Hello, Mr. Morningstar, for gracing our chat. Hey.
What's up, Mr. Morningstar?
Thanks for popping in. No, everybody's like resting and or partying this weekend.
Yeah,
not my thing, but
I gotta get ready to turn on some lights because it's already.
I got to be off on Monday, so yay me.
Oh,
that's
true.
all I care about.
I wish I could say I was. I gotta go to the studio tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm off.
But I like being by myself, so that works.
That's a good time to go, right?
Yep.
No, I don't have to work tomorrow, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, technically, the work I need to do, I could do here, but I want to get out and go.
It's nice to get out and be trapped in your house,
especially since I'll be by myself.
Got a little change of venue.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I might film a video while I'm there.
I had to take my kid out tomorrow to the playground, let her play slide and swing for an hour or so while I'm off. He's not off doing a week at all, so
my kids are at the hotel having a good time without me because they forget me, and they swimming because my daughter, she had a fire at her house, like completely destroyed the kitchen, like there's no kitchen.
What? So
insurance wise, they're put up in the hotel, and they're put up in a really nice hotel, so they are enjoying it.
How's that? You didn't tell me vacation.
That? Oh, they are having a good old time. Plus the fact that the kitchen is being redone, and she had wanted to redo the kitchen anyway.
Yeah.
So of course she didn't want this to happen. Obviously, she was devastated.
Right.
There's a rainbow at the end of that, and now she gets a brand new kitchen. It wasn't her fault that the fire happened, and she's staying at this really, really like 5-star hotel where she can do whatever she wants. They got an indoor and an outdoor pool, and people like to be outside and being in the pools and stuff. Well, she ain't doing that. She is my child, so they on the inside where nobody else is.
That's cool.
It's like they got their own private damn pool.
Sounds like good times.
And then they forgot me. But that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
She wasn't going.
I wouldn't have went today, but I would have went. I might not like fish, but I'm part fish.
This is true. As long as ain't no actual fish in there, you good.
Yeah, I don't play oceans, but I'll
if it's a controlled body of water that I purchase like a pool, then I'm all for it. But I'm not swimming in shark pee like you said.
No shark pee. Shut up. Cement pond. Yeah. I will
She said, "You better give me my snack again." I said.
Yeah, I can talk about one too. That's the one thing that kill me. They get mad. Like they do get upset if I leave the room.
But that's you run your mouth.
That's kind of cute. But if I'm not talking to them, then they're like,
"What's going on?"
Who you talking to? Not me.
Talking to a screen. Nobody else is here but us.
What you better do is get my snack. I said.
I wish y'all could see if they're running back and forth on the perch, screaming. They don't have crack.
I can't with them now.
Where my phone at? Because somebody else needs to see that other than me. I got the phone now. Y'all want to stop? No, go ahead. Run back and forth like a little cracky.
I was watching some live stream trial because now I'm addicted to them. There's some romance author, Nancy Brophy, who took out a bunch of life insurance on her husband and then shot him.
I heard about that shit.
What? I know who that is.
She on some like little old lady, white hair. If you look up Nancy, and she still has.
I know who the author is, but I didn't hear about that.
Oh my gosh! And she on the stand, she's like she's having the bestest time ever.
Oh my god!
If you watch her cross examination and her direct with her lawyer, she's like, oh. And I'm like, girl, you on trial for killing your husband? What is so funny?
Insane.
She think it's funny because she killed him.
She was having a ball.
Didn't she write a story about it?
She wrote an article about how to kill your husband back in 2011. And then she wrote all these books that are still up on Amazon, like The Wrong Cop and The Wrong This, and that was her. That was her series. And I'm like, well, who's getting the money from this? I wonder, because they still are up on Amazon.
Yeah, I thought they was getting taken down.
Yeah, she bought a ghost gun, a gun kit, and a regular gun. So she shot him with the regular gun, and then she bought a slide and barrel, which is the part of the gun. I know way too much about this. The slide and barrel is the part of the gun that they can tell where a bullet has been shot. So if you change out the slide and the barrel and put a new one in, this gun has never been fired, blah, blah, blah. So that's what she thought she was slick and thought she was doing that.
How she think it's slick if she fucking bought it, though?
But I'm like, she bought it off of eBay. I'm like, honey, no. So you bought
she buy it from like a street peddler. What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying.
She thought she was light-skinned enough to get away with it. That's what happened.
I was just like, okay.
Like,
yeah, but you ever get, you need to watch.
She never heard of Paper Trail. She trying like she a writer, bitch. Read some mystery or something.
And that's she writes romantic suspense. That's what she kept trying to pull it. Oh, well, I bought the gun kit for research. I bought it for research. Okay, that's fine, but you don't buy a slide and barrel off of eBay through PayPal, honey. Everybody knows now.
And so happened the weapon that like there's a switch out, bitch. She thinks she clever. Talk about thinking she's a little too when
she out clevered herself.
Oh my sweet Lord!
I'm like, why would you buy that with cash from like a gun show or
like
something?
A street peddler. You might as well buy a legal gun. You need to buy an illegal gun at least.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
She might as well just go to Walmart and like I bought a gun. It's like there's paper trailers, cameras watching you, all kinds of shit. She thought they can't track it. eBay? Is that what she never mind. Maybe
she was down there in the vicinity within 6 minutes of her husband getting shot. They got her on camera driving her minivan around. Driving back from shooting him. And then she said, I really don't remember what happened. I assume I went to Starbucks because I had coffee when I got home. I'm like, okay, honey.
Oh, she's trying to play the old people card. Like, I don't remember what happened.
How she had a blackout.
So what I'm hearing is book sales wasn't popping, so she cashed in the insurance.
Well, apparently she wanted to live that lifestyle and her books weren't selling. So she had gotten them into a whole bunch of credit card debt, had borrowed from the man's 401k and had all this credit card bills and was trying to hustle with the life insurance because she sold life insurance. So whenever she opened a policy, she'd get a commission. So she'd get the commission off of opening policies on her husband.
What the fuck? Dude.
Let me tell you something. I was like, let me just click on this mess because I heard about. I was sucked into that, and I'm like, girl,
well,
no.
It should be kind of funny. I'm not that he got murdered, but the fact that she thought she would get away with that.
But the way she was just chatting, it's like I'm talking to y'all, and then Dan and I, we always wanted to do. He said he wanted to live in a tiny house. I said, all your junk is going to be in your tiny house, and my tiny house will be clean.
Wow.
I'm like, you were like, you okay?
Man.
You like, you okay? You're like, she funny. Wow.
If you ever catch it, have some time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out now.
She's amazing. I'm like, wow, you just have no cares in the world.
I mean,
I wonder how she gonna feel when them handcuffs go on her and she holds.
They put her butt in jail. This is like a year ago, so she's in jail now. She's in prison.
Oh, I didn't know that because I thought this is something that just recently happened.
No, this is from about a year ago. Yeah, the trial was about a year. I just stumbled upon it on YouTube.
It popped up on my Yahoo. And they're like, hey, did you know? And they got a picture of this woman about the author who killed her husband for the insurance, like the books or some shit. And I was like,
honestly, don't even understand why
it just happened.
Anyone would try to murder someone to get insurance money. Like, you fucking killed them. You're not getting shit. Like,
and called the police 2 days after she murdered him. Can you give me a letter that says I'm not a suspect so I can collect on this insurance policy? You can't make this stuff up.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
I think he was shot on a Friday or Saturday. She was calling the police Monday or Tuesday. Yep.
What she think that was? Like she was like renting a house or something. She needed to get a letter from the neighbor saying she was a good neighbor.
I'm a good tenant.
You shouldn't be worried about no damn insurance. You should be mourning the death of your man.
She wasn't mourning. And let me tell you something. She was so glad to have him out of her hair. There was like not one iota. I mean, you can see some people that I watch. You can tell them that, I did this. I'm kind of sad. She wasn't sad at all. She was having a time of her life.
Well, I want to live some of the experiences in my books too. I want 3 boyfriends.
That's doable. That's not gonna hurt anybody.
I want 3 boyfriends, and I'm supposed to choose, and my choice is all 3. Yeah, that's
I mean, she totally don't.
I ain't got to kill nobody.
Damn,
I know,
I'm sure
right?
She could end up on the stupidest criminals or whatever.
She was just so dumb. I'm like, oh, honey,
that was so straight up. How you gonna call the cops? Be like, can I get a letter saying that?
Yes,
ask for insurance money. Woman, you going to jail for what the fuck?
I need.
Why don't you tell the police you murdered somebody without telling them you murdered someone?
She's special. I'm gonna have to look it up now because I really did think this was. Real.
I'm embarrassed for her. Like seriously though, that's so.
And her writing is not that great.
The picture I saw was
nothing was going on. She was writing books. I guess her writing wasn't that great. And let's be honest. You had to be kind of really bad if you writing romance because. Women be eating romance up. You just gotta write at least halfway decent to make it in romance. Like I know her problem. She probably was killing her husband at the end.
Oh yes, it was a whole thing where the woman, she was gonna write a story. This is what she told the cops, that she was doing research on a story. And that's why she had to buy the ghost gun kit, because she was gonna write a story about a woman who was abused, and that she put each chapter which she would get a new piece of the gun in the mail. And I'm like, how that gonna work out?
Wow, she's special.
Wow, she thought she was so clever, so unclever.
She really did think she was.
Wow, she
thought she was doing something.
Sad little person. I have no words. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and jump in on our second sprint.
Alrighty.
And thinking about that crazy old lady there. I don't know what the
Mm-hmm.
heck to think about her,
Too.
man. I
My mom
tell
is just
you. She is. That one's something else. I don't know. We will be back at 8:22 because I think I'm a minute over that.
number 20. That
Our
word will
time.
be done by then.
And another 20. Save.
We're not
And
done, but done the heavy
yeah.
lifting today.
So let's see what we get done.
All right, let's
Dahlia,
go.
get them people off their back.
Yeah, they're back. I'm gonna be eating while I have to read the next section now, see what's gonna go on.
See what's going on, y'all.
Yep.
Okay. See you at the top. And that's time. I caught it this time. Let me get into it again. Oh, let me use my phone.
I wasn't ready.
Let's go, no worries.
I was not ready.
That's funny.
The birds
Oh my!
at least they got sleepy.
I was laughing at the little clip you sent me. They're going back and forth real fast on the bar. Yeah, that crack get them going.
Like little crackheads.
That's funny. Hilarious. They were excited. And they managed to do 300 words that time. It's not bad.
I didn't type any words. I'm still fixing the cards. I'll be done next spring.
Oh, that's cool.
She said she'd be done next spring.
Spring.
Oh, the
That
next spring. I'm like, wow. She really planning it out.
I had already did like the hard work. Now I'm just doing not the hard work, but the majority of it. Now I'm just doing the tedious shit because I'm trying to make sure all the cards look alike, but have our different symbols, different goddesses on them.
Yeah.
So I had to do them one by one, 13 cards at a time. So next spring I will be done.
Nice.
Yeah.
That should be fun when we do that one. And I am going to change the schedule a little bit. I'm going to switch us to the second Sunday and then last Sunday, so that gives us a week in between.
Oh, okay.
So since if I kept it the first, it's going to run into it like you mentioned before. Also works out because I have a virtual hop I have to be at next weekend too. So I figured I might as well just go ahead and jump in with the second Sunday and the last Sunday schedule. Now. Okay. So how did you do, Dahlia?
I'm reading I started reading from the beginning, and I'm just like, who wrote this? What's wrong?
Oh, we always do that. I'm like,
there's
who
like
wrote
one
this?
part where like there was no, it was like problem was, and I'm like, well, what was the problem? And I'm reading. Okay. I just took it out. I'm just gonna take it out because I don't know what I was thinking.
He was like, what was the
You
problem?
couldn't do A, B, and C. I'm like, well, you never mentioned the problem, honey, in the first 4 pages. So
You're like fussing at yourself in the phone.
yeah. And then it was like one her, and it was like a period. I'm like, what? What's going on? I thought I read this.
When you read your own stuff and you become confused.
Mm-hmm.
No, but that killed me because like I'll be reading stuff like that too. I'm like, what was I going for?
What's happening here?
What was happening? I needed to complete that thought clearly.
Yeah, you were peeping in there. Maybe I left a comment from it. Nope, just kept going.
She was like, nope.
Thinking that we doing something. Oh, I got this. No, you don't.
This whole damn sentence missing.
Exactly. One word, so not even a period, just her. And I'm like, her what? What's going on? First, we got a non-existent problem.
Let's just enter a dirty word there. How about that?
Yeah, maybe I should. It's just like, okay, just whatever.
Her, fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm. Just throw in, at some point, you just be throwing anything at it. It's just like, y'all gonna read this, whatever. I mean, no shade to the readers, but you never know, because sometimes I put, this is terrible. People are like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm glad you liked it.
Oh my God, those moments kill me.
That's
because you're like, oh, this is
like,
so
what
terrible.
Was I writing? People love
anyway.
it. You're like, okay then.
And people are like, wow. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I meant to do that.
I meant to do that. I'm just gonna stick with that.
Exactly. That's my story. I'm sticking with
That's
it.
what I was going for. No, I didn't tilt the camera. And yeah, I meant to tilt the camera on that.
Yeah. That's my artistic expression.
Totally,
that's right.
Totally didn't. It wasn't too heavy, and I was tired. Absolutely meant for that shot.
Wasn't that?
Expressing myself.
That's hilarious.
That is too much.
Too funny. Oh my
God! I just found my damn sensor, my blood glucose sensor. I mean, not the sensor, but the monitor.
Yeah.
I've been missing for like 2 days, and guess where it was?
Uh-oh.
Sitting next to me on the floor.
Well,
I really shouldn't live alone.
Apparently.
Because it's literally sitting there, and I tore up my purse Because I was like, why would it not be in my purse? Then
It was
Right,
like,
right.
bitch, I'm down here,
Right.
like waving it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You need
And
to
I
put some air
almost,
tags on that.
it needs to be not black. That's what I need.
Yeah,
That
right. It
part.
needs to be bright
Maybe you
red,
should get
like
like,
blood.
I don't know, maybe get like some little white stickers of this, anything that's black to stick white stickers on. So
Because
can
you
have-
will. Oh my God, the black. Forget it.
I'm gonna have to do something because I did not see it.
Yeah, really though.
And I was
And put
reading
like
out.
what's those
You
those
can put
reflector
the
shits
Red
that you
Cross
can put?
sticker on it,
Yeah.
I gotta put
like a
something
medical thing.
because I really
Or
I
those
did
little
not see.
reflector stickers they got so that way you get some kind of reflection off of it. So it
Oh
can-
yeah, like
'Cause
on
if
bikes and stuff.
I lost my phone. I lose my phone the same way when I make a mistake and lie the phone down, face up,
Oh, and then the screen
all
goes
black. So I don't see it. So, but on the other side of it is sparkly pink shit that you can't miss.
yeah, that's
Right.
true.
And so I need something like that for that majiggy because my sugar drops really low
They got watch
and it's
that.
really dangerous.
That is
So
dangerous.
it's like, and I couldn't find it for 2 days, and I
Mm-mm.
so well, if you count today as well as 2 days, and it's just sitting there looking up at me,
It's like I'm down here, bitch. What?
and I did not see it. And my carpet is gray, so it had
Oh,
a good
forget
enough
about it.
contrast,
Oh yeah.
but it was
She had no
next
luck.
to my.
Look,
was
I wouldn't have
next
been able
to
to find it. And I got 4 eyes.
It was next to
Hell
my
yeah,
very
Kate,
black Latrice Royale poster next to it, so I didn't see it. I legit didn't see it. So I'm like, oh my God, because I was already trying to figure out how I was going to explain to my doctor how I haven't been able to check nothing because I can't find the damn mark.
Oh my
And
God.
it was just sitting there the whole time.
You know, that happened to me this morning because I got up and I thought I was doing some. I'm gonna do all this different kind of stuff, and I never had a problem with my blood sugar levels. But all of a sudden, I got really nauseous, and you know when that starts in your mouth, like, oh, I'm about to throw up.
Yeah.
And I go into the kitchen. I was like, I told her, pour me a glass. I guess a glass of orange juice. So I settled myself. It was blood sugar had dropped that low that I had gotten to the point where I was felt like I was going to throw up. So strange.
It is. And low blood sugar is very dangerous.
It is.
It's very dangerous. Like high blood sugar is bad, but high blood sugar it brings on so many other issues and stuff.
Right.
Yep.
But low blood sugar,
you'll be passing out and not know.
You can slip into a fucking.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a too high or too low of any of those vitals.
That's
so
right.
You gotta have a balance. Either go into one way too much is over.
For you to slip into a coma with high blood sugar, it has to be like 800-900.
Yeah, real high.
Like you have to be like you went to the hospital, didn't know why you were sick, and then
right.
That's why.
Right.
But for it to be too low, no, you be out before you can walk to the door to say, hey, wait a minute, something's wrong.
Right.
You really do.
And I've had low blood sugar all my life.
Do you get like the spotted vision too when it gets too low?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then you start sweating.
I get all of it. No, I don't sweat, but I get the fog.
Okay, yeah,
I get the spots, and I'm like, up.
I did. I got the spots once, and I was like, "What's going on? Give me a Coca-Cola, please."
Pepsi. And
yeah,
now I just keep gummy bears in my purse.
That's like my older brother. He has like hypoglycemia, so he has to be like he has to have some sugar. He'll need sugar or some shit. He has to eat and shit like that. So he'll forget.
They were telling me that they want me to carry the glucose tabs, but I'm like, or I'll just eat something or drink something.
Right. You can just carry gummy bears and stuff because I've seen diabetics. They don't take the glucose tabs. They just carry like Jolly Ranchers. You just need something with sugar in it.
Yep.
Yeah, a quick fix.
Yep. It's just 15 grams of sugar, 15 minutes a week. And then if it improves, then you're good to go. It's 15.
Yeah, I'm a low iron girl, anemic.
Oh, yeah.
I have to keep my iron. Yeah.
I got a story about that too.
Yeah,
I had to have 2 infusions last year.
Oh no!
Yeah, before they would, because it was like 7.
Oh dear God!
Yeah,
I'm not really damn smart. I haven't been taking my iron pills actually because I forget all the time. So I need to make sure I'm doing that because I think last time I had it checked was a long bit ago, and I knew that mine is lower than that. So I was slightly anemic, and then it was like, but mine's always lower than it should be.
Right.
So I do have to take like iron, and my daughter has slight anemic too. hereditary.
And the doctors
Obviously.
took me off the iron pills because what happened was when I have anemia since I was 28 years old. Okay, so literally since my son was born, and I was taking iron pills with no change for years.
Wow.
So the doctors took me off the iron pills. Like, A, your body obviously either don't know how to use iron,
It's not processing it,
or B, you have a slow internal leak that it doesn't matter what we do. So since they can't find the internal leak, they're like, this is what your life is, low iron.
Wow.
They
couldn't get an infusion or anything.
I mean, nothing that they would do would change the
Wow.
number. Right. So I personally, because I didn't have it before the baby, but I personally think my body is just, hey, this works for me.
Yep.
Well, that's the way it is. That's the way it is.
Because nothing changes it. They said, the doctor's like, the amount of iron you're on should show the fuck up. And that's exactly what he said. So he said, we're just gonna stop because it's pointless. It's
not doing any good.
Yeah. So
we also know our numbers, but most of us don't know our numbers.
They said a slow internal leak. It's not like it's gonna kill me. So I'm never gonna get the right numbers, but I'm probably okay. So I said I'll work with that.
Everyone's different once it's not killing you. So.
That's right.
It ain't gonna, because your body is just gonna digest the blood.
I do need to go get blood work and stuff because I should check my levels.
Because I had to get all that blood work for the 2 surgeries.
It's smart to get your paperwork so you can know your numbers because a lot of us walking around don't know what any of our vitamin levels are, and it's very
shit, honey. Johns Hopkins Hospital. I can go right on there on my thing, my chart, and see all my shit.
Yeah.
So even the stuff that they tested but neglected to tell me, like, oh, by the way, your numbers for this is that. I go in there and see all of it.
Yeah, they don't tell you shit, so you gotta go look yourself.
And it updates every single day, every time you do something different. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty useful. I need to go. I can get blood work. I should go check shit just to see. So.
And
I eat pretty good, but I don't know.
Because I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky Americans. I got bomb ass insurance. But one of the cool things that it does, it handles all of my appointments, and like any kind of visit I have to do, any specialty visits I have to go through, all handled. It is perfect.
That's very useful.
I don't know who put that platform together, but they was thinking about people like me.
Yeah,
that's good.
It really is.
Oh goodness. I guess we could go ahead and do our third sprint.
Yeah,
I got a
third one. Dahlia got problems to solve.
It's just, when I read it over, I was like, oh, it's so great. And then it's like that time I saw Bad Boys drunk at 3:30 in the morning. So that was a great movie. Then I went back to watch it again. I said, what is this mess?
I like Bad Boys.
My God, no, I can't. I mean, I've watched some crazy movies. Maybe I wasn't in the mood for it the second time, but I was just annoyed by it. I don't know. I was like,
getting on my nerves.
I was so angry with it.
It's not the kind of movie you need to watch twice. That's what it is.
You know what? That's the see. But I thought it was so good the first time. I wanted to have fun again.
It's kind of like leave on a high note. And you think that is good. Me and my older brother was rewatching Lost, the series.
I've never seen it.
Oh my God!
I was really into Lost. Like I did like it first time. Like now, like you older, and you go back and look at it again. You start picking apart everything. Like this is pretty stupid. That I don't know. The stereotypes in this show is ridiculous too.
And why that fat guy never lose weight? What was he?
That's one of the things. They actually made a joke about that. The one guy who was a teacher. And he knew about supposedly explosives, but he blows himself up anyway. But he's mouthing on. He's like, and how does everyone else here and lost weight? Why didn't you lose weight? They poking fun at themselves on the show because obviously Hugo was not going to stop eating in actual.
No,
and because they couldn't probably get him to you probably should lose some weight for the show because if you're on an island, chances are you gonna lose some weight.
My boy
was like, you must not be hungry.
Same as y'all. That's why.
Yeah, he was like,
I don't even know what
What
y'all
are you even
about.
talking about, man? Like,
I've never seen one episode of that show.
well, Lost actually was a pretty interesting show because it's fiction. It's like
Said it
fantasy,
was
or
good.
so it's a lot going on there.
Then it went off the rails.
It went off the rails because it was going to go off the rails from the start. Like that was the whole thing. Like it just was. So we weren't really happy with like who died, who lived, and all that jazz. You know what I'm saying? But like, I went back and looked at them like this. Some of this stuff is just fucking stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they, unfortunately, Aphrodite, they do take out Ian Summerfield in this show.
Excuse me, what?
They kill
My
him.
boyfriend?
Yeah, one of your boyfriends get killed.
They killed Ian Summerfield? I'm glad
Listen, it's like this, okay? I think there was a lot of problems because Ian is very pretty. Okay, he's very pretty, and a lot of women liked him in the show over the main character, he's okay. Okay, Jack was okay. I mean, he had a basic name like Jack. Jack was okay.
He was basic though.
He was very basic. Oh, he's a doctor and all that.
Bread.
But he was like, oh, I'm a leader, you know, type. He had to save everybody, you know. I mean, I like Jack, but then I didn't at the same time. But like, I think it was a lot with Ian. You know, women liked him a lot, so he had like, they were showing him a good amount, then they weren't showing him a good amount, and then it was just leading up that we want to kill him because on the show he was like in love with his sister, but she wasn't his sister really. Their family married, so their mother and father married when they were like,
like the Brady Bunch
when they were younger, yeah. But he was in love with her. And kind of seemed like a little bit obsessed, but he was in love with her, but she was not. But she used him, so she kind of was, but she was a user of men in general. So she also did not take that and not use that on against him as well, knowing very well he was in love with her. So that was a whole dynamic of him and her on there because they both were on the plane that crashed, you know. So I felt bad for him because he like died on there, but he's like with John on there, who John is another real big name main character on there. But they do kill him off, so you probably would have been happy with that. But it's a really good show for the first time watch because it's good now because you have all the seasons, because before you had to wait and it was stressful. So I mean, you could watch it. I would recommend it still someone to watch.
It's when it started, I was into whatever else I was into at the time. Never started watching it, so then I never bothered to. I didn't have anything against it. Because I like
it's interesting. I think it's an interesting story.
That's the kind of shows I would like.
But because it's the supernatural stuff in it and things like that.
But I have a story as far like the brother sister thing. I have a story similar to that. Well, not the story isn't about that. It's like a sub story. Yeah. But these two kids met in school and they liked each other. Blah blah blah. And so it's time for prom. He takes her to the prom. He's going to take her to the prom. So obviously he comes to the house to pick her up.
Oops.
And his father was the driver, like the limo driver. He's trying to be the chaperone dad. So these two kids introduced their parents to each other by mistake, not even trying to. And the parents fall for each other.
Oh Lord.
So it's kind of effed up for these poor kids because now they went from we like each other, we're dating, to our parents got married.
Yeah, and then of course
now we're brothers and sisters, and everybody.
Once your parents get married, I think not everywhere. Just I know in the U.S. is one of the places there, and of course probably Britain as well. But once your parents are married, then your stepsister and brother or whatever the fuck. So you couldn't get married, but of course they can't stop it from being together. It's not illegal. And you just can't have a legal marriage because we all know it's about taxes and money anyway.
Well, that's what the brother.
They really don't care what you say.
Like we are a brother and sister because those two got married. He said, but my feelings for you didn't go nowhere.
Right.
Like whatever. Really.
He's like, sorry, I can't be that person. So he backed off. I mean. It's really because they were literally in high school. But shortly after, the parents had another child. So now they got the one child that blends everybody. The one child that everybody's now blood related to. Right. So when that child was like three or four, the parents and that child were killed in a car accident. Yeah, it was fucked up.
Tragic.
It was bad. Oh no, they weren't in high school. Excuse me, they were in junior high school
Oh,
because the
damn.
parents died while they were still in high school.
Oh.
Oh,
So
I
now
see.
they're being pulled apart by the other families who felt like, well, we didn't want my son to marry that woman anyway. Well,
Mhm.
we
Nice.
didn't want our daughter to marry him, and it was a whole bunch of racist prejudice bullshit that was going down. So they split these two kids up. Now they had to get over
All right,
both
man.
of their parents and their sister.
Whenever you
They
get
had to split
let
'em up.
other people be involved in your love life, this is what happens.
Oh, it was bad. So the story literally starts with the female that I'm talking about, female character.
Mm-hmm.
With her, she's in the basement because that's where her aunt put her. She's in the basement. She's waiting for her friends to come
The
over.
fuck?
Yeah, because that's another story. The aunt put her in the basement because there's only one way in and out of the basement. Because of course this little girl's a whore and a slut, and she don't love Jesus enough, and all these other things. And she just like her mama, and blah blah blah. So when she did have a bedroom upstairs, her brother snuck in to sneak her out, not for nothing hanky panky. But of course, her cousin, who don't like her anyway, runs and tells her mother, "Oh, she's up there with
Big
that
mouth.
boy, and they up there doing stuff and blah blah blah." And they were not,
Uh-oh.
because he was in a foster home because none of his people took him. So he was in a foster home, and he's like, "Fuck all this, I'm leaving." He came to get her. So they were running. They were gonna run away. You see all that in the flashback. But the aunt walk in, catches them sitting next to each other on the bed. Of course they fell
Oh.
because
Don't y'all be sitting next to each other and shit.
Mm-mm.
oh yeah. So
Breathing the same air.
she beat him out, and he gets out the window, and then she beats this girl. She says, "I got something for you, just like you're a whore like your mother." And all that
Oh,
other shit.
Oh,
So
here we go.
yeah,
again,
what's
so the
happening?
story, you don't know none of this yet, but that's how she ends up in the basement. She don't have no, she can't get in and out. No one can get in and out without getting past Aunt Ezra.
Ugh.
And that's
Wow.
really how that, yeah,
I
yeah. She's
really
a wonderful
can't.
person. Just a
Oh,
wonderful,
dude.
wonderful Christian lady who beats the hell out of her niece because she can get money from the parents dying. That's the only
Mm.
reason she took her in anyway.
That's rough. You know, your VC Andrews stuff going on there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm VC Andrews' goddaughter.
Yeah, I know that.
I am
I
VC
heard.
Andrews' goddaughter.
All right, so I'll sprint. We will be back at 5 minutes after 9, and then we
Yep.
will have our final chat and close out. So let's go ahead and get to work on our last sprint. See
All
you
Here we
right,
in
all
go.
right.
9:05. And that's time.
Woohoo!
They say you finished. What you were doing?
I finished.
But
All right.
They said 9:01. I said, look at me. Time is spare.
You funny.
I'll send y'all PDFs later on this afternoon. I mean this evening.
Sounds good.
What? I can't believe it. I got done.
I almost finished chapter 5. It's got a few more paragraphs to do, and I'll be done.
I don't know who I am right now.
You funny. How'd you do, Dahlia? I know you said you were reading.
I started chapter 2. Chapter 1 was a mess. I mean, I say that it wasn't a mess, but it needed more.
A mess to you.
It needed some more massaging. I was kind of all over the place, so I had to really laser that in. But I think chapter 2 is going to be better because chapter 1 was all over the place. I don't think chapter 2 gets into the real nitty gritty, so I don't think I have to do too much. Like chapter 1 was like laying down the plot, the background, and everything was all over the place. But now that we're just into the generic screwing, I don't think I'm going to have much problem from here. I mean,
she said generic screwing. Now we just down.
I love the generic screwing.
Bits and pieces. We good. Yeah, they met. They know each other. Now let's
exactly. Backstory over. Now let's get to.
That's pretty fun.
I gave myself a challenge, and this is a challenge for me because it's not a challenge in the real world of writers. But I decided that when I'm writing the plunge now, instead of writing the plunge with the the omniscient kind of attitude where we're looking and watching what's going on, it is now being written by the POV of both characters. So you're going to get the beginning what was going on with her, you're going to get what was going on with him. So their point of view of the exact same shit that's happening.
Okay.
So I'm excited and I'm nervous because I ain't ever done no shit like it before. But I'll send you guys the outline because I am very, very proud of this outline because the beats match perfectly, like with each other. Because there's a point in time before they actually get to the pool where they're doing stuff that they're in their own houses, and the time frame still had to match. So I was like, "Look at me! I did it."
That's hard to coordinate that stuff, I tell you.
I never did it before, so I'm really proud of myself. I will take it as a fluke, but I'll still take it.
Exactly. Always take the W, no matter how you get it.
So I'm real happy about that. And then, their POV of what's happening. I can't wait to hear because I've never been inside the dude's head. So, like, oh yeah, look at that body. Like, I'm always, if I do it from a perspective, it's always the girl.
Yeah.
Like if you read Encounters, the whole thing is Pandora. Like, what the fuck? Like, okay, this get ready to go down, kind of attitude. But the guys, you don't know what they're thinking. They just toys. They just toys that are alive.
Well, I mean, that's what it's supposed to be, though.
It is. So getting inside of Jet's head, him planning, because Jet planned that shit. If I don't know if you remember the plot to that, but Jet, like, he walks out. Like the music comes on. He walks out of his lanai and he just starts slowly taking off all his clothes, and then he jumps into his pool. And she was looking out the window like, okay. Because the music, she's like, why the hell is, the music on? Is 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
There, and
I got to look out here and see what's up.
Out the window, then she see her neighbor stripping out of his clothes and then jumping into his pool. Well, he set all that shit up because he knew what time she was going to be home. He had watched her windows, like when her lights go out. He knows what time she's getting ready to go in her bedroom to go to bed. He was infatuated by her. Had he been one day older, he'd have been a stalker. You know what I mean? But he wasn't. He really was like,
everybody gonna be like, how people be like stalker. I'll be like, well, he interested. Yeah, sometimes you look when you interested.
He was interested.
A little too long.
was also like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not going to just knock on her door.
Right.
Like, fuck it. I'll go swimming naked if she's interested. And then when she sees me naked, then we got something. If not, she not. And the only dilemma I had with the whole story, when I asked everybody, I was like, now she's watching him. Now, do we let her get away with just watching him, or do we let her get caught? And everybody was like, caught, let her get caught. Let him look up and see her.
Makes sense.
And so,
since he already wanted her to fucking say so, he would.
Yeah, so not only
he's asking for it anyway.
He was.
He wanted her to look.
Not only does he look up and see her in the window, he does that thing with the hand like, come on down. And she's like,
yeah, he's waiting.
And she does. And she comes down and nope, they don't exchange any words.
Sometimes we don't need words.
She just joins the pool. I mean, they're playing around at first. It's real cute. She joins them in the pool. But yeah, then some things go down in the pool.
Yay, pool fun.
And she does get to say that very, very, very nasty thing about, when guys get in pools, how to, the shrinkage thing. And she goes, well, maybe it's a good thing. He started off a little powerful. He might have needed a little shrinkage. So
I hate to tell you this is a heated pool.
Yeah. No, truly, it is a heated pool. So
oh, that's funny. Oh,
but I do like the one part. I was like, now, no matter how adventurous I like to claim to be, and I've had my moments in life, I would not come to a pool and take off all my clothes, even if the other person was naked. So I said, she's not going to stand above him naked. So she takes off her top and stuff, and then she's like, no, the panty's going to stay on. He has the privilege of sliding those off of her.
Do they drop to the bottom of the pool though, or does he flop them on the sides? Slap.
The slap on it.
He slides them down over her butt, and she kicks them away. So whatever happened to them, they floated on.
That's gonna get stuck in that pool drain. Watch out, girl. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm done. I can't.
But I just like the fact, because she's a generously built woman, and then she's standing above him, and she's like, "I'll take off the top," and she took it off and got in.
See,
and I love the fact. The other part that I like about the scene is after they do the deed, and then she says her name. They didn't even speak. That's and she's funny. Like, her whole name. Then he's like, Jet Takari, the Jet Takahashi. And like, oh, y'all waited to the end to say what your names were.
Hey, we'll need to give it until it's needed.
And so they did everything.
You got business to take care of.
They did everything in reverse because they end up going back into his place where he had set up a meal and wine and roses and all kinds of shit. Like they did
ready. He like what?
So they basically, I was going to change it to dessert because they had the dessert first.
Hilarious.
But I'm gonna leave it as the plunge because both of them were taking very funny. So I'm real happy with that story. I can't wait to share it. But I definitely need good ears on it because I've never written this way.
Yeah.
It's outside my wheelhouse, but I am having fun.
Yeah, hey, have fun with it. That's what it's all about.
Well, I've always done the male-female POVs when they do the sex scenes. So if you want me to take a look at it,
honey,
I'm so much better with the male POV. It's kind of crazy.
I'm having fun with the male POV because the thing about this particular guy, he has confidence in everything else that's going on. Like, because he's a chef and blah, blah, blah. He got, skills when it comes down to pleasing the lady. But he is nervous because he really likes this particular one. So
he doesn't want to fail.
This ain't about conquest. Yeah, this is about how do I convince her to stay with me forever and ever. Amen. I am tired of looking at her from afar. So he's nervous about that. Whereas her, he wasn't even on her radar.
Right.
She knew she had a neighbor next door that she barely sees. That's it. She
Well,
been
he was
working
seeing
so
her though. That's funny.
yeah, because she's working so damn hard because she's with her businesses that she started, and she's got one of those businesses where she has to be the one working, not just owning and managing.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Whereas
Yep.
he owns restaurants that he used to work all the time, but now he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
So
He
she's
woke
in a
up and hooked
different
up.
place. So yeah, she wasn't noticing him. She noticed that pool though, because she wanted a pool. And
Yeah.
it kind of irked her that her neighbor has a pool. She ain't got no pool. Then her neighbor come out taking off all his.
Well, now, girl, you can just go get in the pool. Now.
Just go next door. And
You
don't have
already
to have all that
marked. You already
maintenance. Let me
marked the
maintain
pool at this point, so I think it's part yours at this point. And stuff.
Oh
No,
yeah,
not
no,
marked
he don't
the pool.
have no intentions of her ever going nowhere.
That is funny.
So I'm real happy with the story.
Yeah, I was like, I'm looking forward to writing more of my romance and erotica stuff. So, getting time to do that. Need to get
Yeah, I can't believe I write erotica. I wrote one damn erotica and then lost my mind.
Hey, that's
And
what
then
happened.
now it's like it's all I want to write.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure there's plenty
Well,
of
it's
people that also want you to write
really.
it.
You should get into writing a short form because I have a ton of shorts for them. It could sell 5,000 words for $2.99. You can't beat that.
I
That's
wish
that.
I'm gonna keep trying, but I don't have a gift.
I think I could do that.
See,
I do short stories in Flash. I could do that.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds like a good time to me.
I'll try.
And what I sometimes do, like I take old sex scenes from old and then like redo them, make them a little flashier, and put those up too. Just plagiarizing myself.
Right.
You're
I mean,
allowed.
It is
You're
not
allowed.
different that I'm sorry, but like the romance, the Harlequin romances are the same story with different faces.
Yep.
They really are, and I don't enjoy them any less. Don't get me wrong, but I ain't dumb. I know a formula when I see one.
Yep. That's like most companies will do that in any form. Disney does it and been doing it for centuries.
That's right.
Because they've been around. They just reuse the same like scenes and models in every one of their things. Like they did a whole somebody did a whole thing showing like Snow White, Cinderella, Belle, all the same animated scene with different skins.
Yep.
And that's how you do it, folks.
And
That's how you do it.
I ain't mad.
It works. Hey, who's complaining?
Work hard, work smarter, not harder.
That's right. We all need to lean towards that.
I really do want to get better at short.
Mm-hmm.
I am not gifted naturally, but I know I can work towards it. Because I just go crazy with it. The Plunge was supposed to be a short, and it's still technically short, but it's double what it was now.
Wow.
Because it was just what happened. The whole pool thing, her coming out and everything. Now it's like their POV of leading up to that point and then the happening. So
Yeah.
It's so cute. It's so cute watching Jet like prepare for this thing that might not happen.
Yeah.
And then watching her preparing for bed, not even knowing that she's part of somebody's scheme. Like I really like the story.
Oh man, I should make we should do like a erotica club or something. Everybody's always allergic to erotica when dealing with the behind the scenes stuff. And people are afraid to like do stuff with erotica. They're like,
oh, crazy that I'm so tired of prudy attitudes. And I don't mean that you need to like erotica. I don't mean that in any way, shape, or form. I am not a horror person.
Yeah, good.
And so, but horror should still exist. You don't have shit to
stop censoring me. So.
Right. Exactly. But I just hate the attitudes of people like, oh my. Get out of my face.
Honestly though, as an adult,
and you
don't need to be censored.
I was smoking crack a few minutes ago. Don't act like I did something wrong.
Like I don't need to be censored. I'm an adult. Thank you very much.
There was a whole discussion in one of those groups I'm in, like out of the 5 million.
Yeah, right.
They post excerpts from their work, and she was like, "Oh,
oh gosh,
you know what's coming." Oh, I wish that you would put trigger warnings on. I'm like, girl, no, please.
girl.
Like, what?
What
It's
happened?
just like, if I'm gonna go through all that, I'm not posting it. I mean, I didn't. I'm just getting used to the group now, so I haven't really gone in there and posted anything. But I was like, we doing this trigger warnings because I read so many of them, and now I feel like I have PTSD. Guess what?
What?
Stop reading them.
Read them.
What you mean? Well, you don't have to read it. Nobody was holding like a weapon at your head, like you gonna read
Oh my God.
this now.
Yes,
Like,
and she wanted people to put trigger warning because a lot of them, I think, were writing romantic suspense. So the first line is like she pulled the trigger. Like things happen in romantic suspense, and people get killed.
Right.
People get shot, and she was like,
can't imagine.
"Oh, please put a trigger warning. I got a trigger warning for you."
I think I do. I refuse to do it. I refuse. And I'm sorry. Your life is never going to come for trigger warning.
Like, stop.
Never. And I'm not saying
I
that
agree.
there are people who don't get triggered. There are things that trigger me too. But
I mean,
but it's not the same thing for everybody.
Yeah, it could be something like off the wall you wouldn't think somebody be triggered by, and they would be triggered by it.
Exactly.
Trigger warning. The flowers in this book are orange.
Oh God, Lord!
Like I'm not going to do that.
You would have to cover everything. The trigger warning page would be like its own thesis.
Yes, because you never know.
What if orange flowers don't trigger you, and I just fucked up something for somebody before they read it?
Now, spoiler alert.
When I read something that quote unquote triggers me, I am an adult, so I handle it.
That's
and it's just that simple. Like, I'm not saying that there aren't shit that trigger people.
Of course, it has always been.
When it's not a book, how do you handle being triggered when it's not a book, when it's not a movie? What do you do?
I mean, in the world we live in now, people probably yell at that. Like,
and go.
It was just almost the audacity of her to come into not to come into, but to post this saying, well, now you all have to cater to me because I'm triggered by orange flowers. So anybody writing anything about orange flowers, oh yeah, and Big Macs, please put a trigger warning on your first lines because I get triggered by Big Macs. I used to have an eating disorder, and it's always like this long. It's like, look, you know what? Some things I just won't read. I love horror, but there's something I just won't read it. If you got all this violence and the skin flaying with like Terrifier, that movie, I won't watch it. I know what it's about. I know exactly what it's about. So I'm not going to be like, look, Terrifier, you need to know. You make your movie.
Look, Terrifier, you need to warn me what's going to be. Some
exactly. You make your movie, but I'm going to leave your movie over there because I don't want to watch it.
Say for so long,
and that's fine.
I am no way in hell saying that you do not get triggered. That something that I may have written wouldn't trigger you. But what I'm saying is I am not going to warn you.
Nope.
You have to be the adult person and do what you need to do
to protect yourself
of that and make sure that you are safe. I can't keep you safe, and me telling you that
because you don't know what's going to be that trigger.
How is it, if I'm telling you that there are orange flowers in the book, how is it not triggering you?
Welcome to the chat there, Read, Love, Listen.
I love that title, Read, Love,
Listen. I don't get triggered while reading, but I have been caught off guard when a KU romance book that I read had a heavy child as a subplot, and the author had all the triggers except that.
Right, so and that's the thing. How you going to catch on the triggers? What is that?
Though?
Oh, never mind. I know what it is.
What?
I know what that is.
And then they didn't put that, but they put a bunch of others. So see, I mean, like, as you honestly read the synopsis, and you can plan on reading accordingly, but some folks take things too far, like the Walmart shoppers and weirdos mad at Target. Pride displays like Target ain't had pride for a decade. Laugh out loud.
Girl,
yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Because and not shaming that author probably didn't list everything because they didn't think to.
Right, or forgot
it. You're not going to get everybody triggers, which is why I don't try. What I definitely do, and I make it clear when I write a book, for instance, you're reading a coming of age new adult tale. So you know what you're getting. You are reading a fantasy erotica. You know what you're getting. I
And
make
then
it
you're gonna
clear.
be like,
I'm not going to put that in there and then all of a sudden put a slasher scene in it. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be honest.
Well, you gotta put your genres. That's why we have genres, isn't it?
You will know that before you read the book. I will not do it. The closest I will come ever to writing a trigger warning, is if I write a kid's book and there's an adult content in the kids book. By content, I mean, grown up shit that went down because kids experience terrible things.
Right.
I will definitely make sure you know that before you read my book.
No, that makes sense because it's because you're right. Your audience is children.
My audience,
so you're protecting. You're trying to protect children.
Right. I don't play that.
Listen, that folks just love to play obtuse.
But Karen can go for what she knows.
Obtuse, and I thought readers were smart, right? We always say like the readers are usually smarter than they give credit where it is. There's always going to be a select amount of people who think you do need to put trigger warnings in your book. I'm not going to do that, and I don't feel the need to do that. I find trigger warnings a letting you know what's in the book type of thing, in my opinion. I write horror. I'm not going to tell you that there's a trigger warning for this type of murder.
Also, this is the thing.
I'm not doing that.
When Edgar Allan Poe and William Shakespeare and all those other people, Hans Christian Andersen, put trigger warnings in their books, then I will go put them in mine.
But that won't happen.
Dad, oh really? They can't do it?
Yeah, that's crazy. Right? So I guess I can't do it then. Oh well. Like it's just, I'm sorry. I mean, and you can go all in, do the trigger warnings you want to, but don't tell everyone they need to. I don't know when we've come full circle on that, but I think it's been a thing for quite a while. When someone does something, they automatically assume that everyone else also needs to do a thing for them to feel completely continuously comfortable in whatever it is they're doing. So the more people I get to join my club, whatever that is, then this will become the thing, and then we all do the thing. I don't need to join anyone's club to live my life the way I'm going.
Thank you.
I'm glad you said that though, because I do want to be clear. If you think trigger warnings are necessary for your
go for it. Do it. Like load that shit up.
Load it up.
But don't preach to other people who don't do it that they need to.
You need to put
there's always I don't. Orange flowers in my book.
Like, no, I don't.
You know me by now.
Like I get triggered by heights or something, right? If somebody said that, and then you wrote a story about like Rapunzel, and then they get like upset and triggered because you gotta the dude gotta climb up the thing and then like maybe fall down somewhere and they get triggered by it. Like I mean it could be anything. It's no way to know anything.
I had somebody message me
Lord
about a scene in the book that they thought was RAPEEE because the boy Grayson, just from our current thing in the anthology, took Genesis out on a spirit walk and they wound up doing stuff. And she said that he had full intentions of doing this to her without telling her. And so I feel as though that's a RAPEEE type thing.
Okay, but that's how you feel.
I was like, Sue, are you serious? Because he it was consensual. Everything that happened to them.
I'm gonna tell you. So I'm gonna stop you right now. I didn't even know why, because I read that scene.
Yeah.
And I know you saw my comments on some other story in the anthology. But whoever is just oversensitive and probably wishes that happened to her. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because I was tripping so hard.
Have some nice young man take you out into the desert and give you the hoop-de-doo. Come on now.
Are you?
I know.
We're gonna turn that down.
I think we're going to hear that. You're going to hear that a lot more too, Aphrodite, in the current setting. That's just how things are right now, or will continue to be.
No, that's not acceptable because
it's not acceptable. But here we are.
Not force himself on her.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter to people who see it that way. I told you.
Yeah, it's their own perception.
Same type of feedback from a male who read my book, Caliostro, and he was talking about the scene with Ashley and Allison, and Ashley's like her ex-boyfriend, but the scene's a flashback, and he like pins her to the wall, like up where he's between her legs, and he's like, well, that seems kind of like grapey to me. And I was like,
oh my God.
you do understand there's also body language that people have. Every word isn't always spoken before an action occurs. They were in the middle of doing a sparring match before that.
And then they
She
got
said, F you, Ashley, you could have went easy on me. And then when they end up against the wall, he said, I would like to F you, Allison. And she goes like, you know,
but the point is, she didn't say no. Let me
she
go.
wasn't saying no.
And no, and neither the internal thoughts weren't.
This is a flashback. You don't know their exact relationship at this point, but it's body language and the way she reacts to it. And she's like, "Oh, you could put me down now, whatever." But then she goes in and like jumps on him once he lets her down. So I'm like, you got to read the whole scene. Don't just say, "Oh, this is right because a man is a." I'm like, look, Mr. Simpson.
No, I would like for people to understand. If she would have said no and he did it,
you better stop.
That's different. If she said, "Don't do this to me, let me go," blah, blah, resisted in any form, that is different. If he would have continued.
Yeah. Also, you have to use the internal dialogue too to clarify a scene.
Yeah, and when I'm getting these notes back and I'm reading this, like, did I read the same scene? Because she definitely did not say, no, don't do this. Oh my God. No, she was quite content.
It wasn't like he was like, oh, I'm just gonna do whatever I want. And she was like, oh, please, no, or something. That didn't happen.
She said that because Genesis didn't know what was going to happen. And I thought to myself, how many times did you go out on a date with somebody and did not know they were going to surprise you with a ring or surprise you with flowers? Like,
or fur-lined handcuffs. I mean,
like, or fur-lined handcuffs. How many times does this happen?
That maybe you just had a boring sex life.
Yeah,
but, you know, sometimes you do go out on a date and then sometimes your date end up in bed. You may not have thought that at first, but sometimes energies and then body language occurs.
His intentions were to do that to her, and she didn't know. Like, she wasn't supposed to know until they got there.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, but in the real world,
if she knew though,
in the real world, you do know sometimes the intentions of whoever the person you're interested in or not interested in could be interested in you might have thoughts. They might have carnal thoughts of you, and then it might be interesting to you, and then you might allow things to go where they go, and that's how that works. So someone was thinking it from the start.
But I did ask her, I wrote her back, because she's an outside person. She's not one of the writers. And I did ask her, I said, what point
did
she resist or that she said no, and then he continued? And she said, oh, well, that didn't happen. I said, it didn't? Then guess what? It's not.
Ha!
And so, yeah, I couldn't get up with spontaneity anyway. We gotta go subscribe to this channel. I love smart people. Like, you gotta think. I am never putting down.
Yeah, spontaneity. Don't be doing that.
Somebody. I do not mean that. If I start to reading the book and we get to like a Kraken showing up, the book getting put down. Like I'm not finishing that.
I don't know. That's just like it's gonna happen. You're gonna get people reading something and they're gonna be like, this is what I think in the actual of living. So I'm going to now take it. I've talked to people about this multiple times when they're reading fictional stories and they are so inside what's going on outside that they aren't actually in that story. They aren't actually reading that story at all. And they're like, as soon as they read any lines within the story, they're automatically thinking as if it's them or as if it's something that occurred to them or could happen to them. And then
they got their own narrative running underneath.
They're not even enjoying the story. Like, what are we doing?
What
are you doing? Why are you reading the book?
But I go for the ride. I do it all the time.
I'm sorry, I get really involved. I have a really good imagination, so I don't really.
But I go where the writer is taking me. I do not insert my own narrative.
I don't do that.
And
I mean,
if
I always use
have a problem, because I've
what's
read plenty of things I've had problems with. If I have a problem with it, it gets DNF'd, or I center myself and remember, hey, this isn't happening to you. This is a fucking story.
I'm just
But I don't walk around and go, oh my God, orange flowers.
I'm a fiction
not the orange
reader.
flowers. No,
I don't pick up a book. I remember that I didn't pick up an actual book that said nonfiction. That was the first red flag to give away. You might get something that's not actually something that would occur, or something that is made up. I'm not. That doesn't happen to me. I never would understand it anyway. It's why when everybody was losing their mind, well, the people, selectives, who were losing their mind with Twilight, and I always use an example because everyone lost their collective mind. Like, oh my goodness, with these stories, all the girls are going to try to have relationships with males like this and think that it's okay. I'm like, where are they going to find a vampire to have a relationship with? Because I need to know.
Like, actually, if y'all figure that out, let me know.
Please tell me. No. I'm like, you're ridiculous. You sound ridiculous. I don't care.
He gets Margot if he wants to. As long as he look like Pattinson, I'm down.
I mean, I just remember what you're reading. Stop being ridiculous.
Email in error thing so we can subscribe.
Yeah, I'll get the YouTube. I could just click her link. But yeah, I will go there.
Channels. I found it quick.
Yeah, I will go there and subscribe. I like new people.
So for all my people inside the chat, subscribe to this beautiful lady's channel.
Great name too for the channel.
I know. Read, love, listen. Listen, especially. Oh my goodness, please.
People, maybe we could teach some people to do that.
Oh yeah.
Also reading.
And I want to be real clear. Not putting down triggers. I'm not, because we all have them. I'm putting down trigger warnings. Sorry, that's never going in my books.
I mean, I have a. I get upset whenever. I don't really call it a trigger, but I guess that's what word we use. I get upset when there's anything dealing with child abuse. Anything. If there's something that comes in the news, if there's something in a story, if someone tells me that they were abused, I get upset as if it's happening to me because I saw it happen growing up. So I'm like, I'm very sensitive to that. So I don't believe in it whatsoever. So I don't like it at all. Any kind, any version of it. So if it's in a book, guess what I don't do? It doesn't bother me that it's in the book. If it's part of the story, then it's part of the story. Right. I literally read people's stories that was about that, but I don't like it. But I have the brain capacity enough to realize. I'm sorry if that sounds insulting. The brain capacity enough to realize this is happening in this story. It is relevant to this story. It's not connected to what I feel about child abuse. So if I'm going to read it, I'm going to read it. If I'm not going to read it, you're not going to read it. If it's bothering me emotionally, I'm not going to tell the author, why didn't you warn me?
No. Exactly. My godmother, VC Andrew.
That's a you problem, not a their problem.
So all of her stories about child abuse.
Exactly.
Yep. All of them. The main premise is how these people moved on from child abuse. And they can be very hard to read. I did not grow up as a child of abuse, but they are still very hard to read sometimes.
They are.
But I do also recall, wait a minute, you're reading a book.
Yeah.
This is not happening to you.
And I can understand it bothering someone to that degree, then don't read it. But I don't think we understand where we're going with this. I don't think we understand the direction in which we are playing at with all the censorship of things. Like we were never going to live in a utopian world. It's not going to happen, because you know what happens in utopian worlds? They turn darker than the world in which you thought was so bad, because there's no such thing as utopia, because you're telling everyone they need to live one specific way. It's not going to be a good thing.
That's very true.
Is that what we're trying to do? We're going to censor adults from basic things like, oh, you watching this violence, oh, you don't look at women half naked, don't look at men half naked, don't do this. I can do what I want.
My career's over.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm not, you shouldn't be telling people not to look at what they're going to look at. But if we just completely get rid of it, because there should be stuff for everybody. This is basic human nature.
Well, y'all also
Basic human nature things that we all do. But when you are going to elect to try to block it out as if it doesn't exist, what do you think you're doing with that?
you just putting it in a
We
dark
don't need
place that
censorship
people
as
wanna do
adults.
it in
We have
secret.
choices.
And when people start doing stuff in secret is when people get
But
real dark.
that's what all humans are going to do. If you tell them they can't,
It's gonna
then
go
they
underground.
will.
But here's
I mean, that's what's going to happen. So I'm like,
my
I just don't care for it.
But seriously, my uncle George R. Martin, that's right, he's my uncle. He said it
he's
best.
so funny when he said that.
He said it best when he says he can write a book about all kinds of carnage with an axe cracking somebody's head open, and all this other stuff. And people
limbs flying.
He says he write one scene where a penis enters a vagina.
Whoa! Throw your hands up.
And he said, I've never had an axe crack my head open, but I'm gonna say that the other scene will be way more pleasurable to go through. But that's the stuff that he would get.
Right.
Like they would get like, oh my God, how could you put the scene with those two having sex?
Like, how dare you?
He didn't have a problem with the scene where they tortured this guy to the point where a rat ate through his body.
Right.
To try to escape the can that they had set on fire.
That part.
That didn't bother you?
That was fine.
But two people making love bothered you?
No, we don't like that around here.
I'm gonna let you have that, but I'm not gonna cater to the craziness.
Yeah, I'm definitely not into censorship of adults. I'm not into that. And that's what we are really more pushing than anything, because it literally be adult spaces, or it will literally be things that are marked for adults. There will be M-rated things, and it'll be like, well, we need to censor this. What can we find that the adults shouldn't see? Be like, you do know adults usually make choice what they don't want to look at. So you can still make the thing, and the people who don't want to see it don't look at it.
That's what I think people get too far away of. I don't look at shit. Megan, y'all know the movie Megan?
Yeah, I love Megan.
I made a mistake. You saw a clip of that on Hexton's channel.
I know you won't look at you scared.
I ain't trying to deal with no shit with no kids, no damn robots moving around, and no toys coming to life. I'm not there for it. And now you got a murder.
Anything that little kids or inanimate objects moving, she not for it.
She gonna do a dance in the hallway and then go on a murder spree. I'm good.
Head was going like, let's go.
But
I was laughing real bad when she was hit the head.
No. See, you laughing, and I was like, I'm so mad with Hexton right now. But
everybody about to have a nightmare. That's what happened.
That Megan need to not exist? Hell no.
Right. You don't look at it. You don't look at stuff with like sea creatures and stuff, right? But you didn't tell them to stop making sea creature stuff.
And
See?
I never will. Because
I'm just not gonna look at it.
Hey, look.
But they want to get to the point where they're like, well, we just
Meg came out. Y'all remember Meg, the movie Meg?
Yeah.
Meg came out, and there was a whole curious part of me that really wanted to see that.
I know.
But I said, you know what? We're not watching no movie about a Meg, because that shit gonna be off the hook. When they do a documentary where they got some Meg skeletons and they talking about the life of a Meg, I'll watch that.
You funny.
I ain't watching the movie Meg.
Reed Loveless said true, because what's to stop the censor goal post from moving, pretty much.
Right. And that's the thing. But they won't. If they get away with censoring, they're going to just keep on censoring.
You keep being okay with it, and you keep
is the motherfuckers
rooting for it. Like,
you don't have to agree. If you don't want drag queens to read stories to your child, then don't take your child to the library when they're reading.
Yeah, it's really easy.
Simple. And I don't.
They're not exactly like busting down people's doors to read books to their kids.
Knocking on your door. Come let me in your house.
Can I read to your kid?
But you hear me though? I will respect that. That's your damn choice. If you don't want
it,
then do it. But don't say nobody else can't have that.
Exactly.
And the thing that killed me, you want to save the children, y'all need to knock on some priest doors.
Ooh.
Try that.
She said it.
I don't. Yeah, not. Hey, my boy.
It's a fact, though.
You,
I'm just
Pastor
saying.
Jones, can I talk
Always
to you?
been a fact too.
Cause I ain't ever, not one drag queen reading a book. Do they have on the news later on? They turned all the children to drag queens. That has never happened. It still has never happened.
I'm quite sure it won't.
Never. And if a child went to a reading and became a drag queen later on in life,
Whoa.
the reading
I
ain't
hope they
what
make
did
good
it.
money.
The reading ain't what did it, children. I promise you. Because if that's the case, we got billions of drag queens who ain't ever been read to, yet they exist. So I need for people to stop with that.
Well, they can't because they always have their like, oh, this is the way I think things should be, and this is the way I think this should be. So everyone needs to do what I do. It's all about the club join. Everyone's looking for members.
Somebody on Instagram, he was in like a Walmart or a Target, and he saw a shirt. It was a boy shirt, and it was like a boy playing for truck or whatever. In the background, there was a rainbow in the back, and he said, "Look what they're indoctrinating our kids." And
yeah, girl had a video up on TikTok
and I was like
that.
What? It's a
she was saying all kinds of. It was just regular. It was just a. These were actually just regular little clothes with rainbows on it, and one was like a peace sign that had flowers,
and the clouds and stuff like that.
She was like, this wasn't even
the girls and the boys stuff separate. La 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 la. I was like,
this wasn't a pride shirt. This was just a damn rainbow.
You do know that the like everybody, like the rainbow is for everyone.
But it was just
like, I don't know. Yeah, of course.
God, and I don't know if anybody knows this, but God makes rainbows. I know, right? We don't make rainbows. We can't.
I mean, honestly,
God makes rainbows. So I need everybody to stop.
I mean, how many times I told somebody, it's like, yes, the rainbow, everyone knows that it is a symbol of LGBT.
Right.
But the rainbow doesn't really actually belong to anyone. Everyone is allowed to put rainbows on things and use rainbows and use multiple colors. I'm just telling you, because you see a rainbow that doesn't mean anything. Like,
it's just a rainbow.
The background in a fantasy shirt had nothing to do with our LGBT brothers and sisters. Nothing to do.
Whatever, dude. Like, people just gonna lose their mind about everything that they can find.
And he went off on that shit. Like, I need you to how many times have you seen a rainbow? Did you turn gay?
Well,
you didn't?
Honestly, though,
because you can't.
I better tell my mom. I better tell my mom she might be, because she loved her some multicolored rainbow. My mom didn't care, first off, but she's a rave baby. She always been one. She got me to get her these boots off of Doll's Kill, which is a golf store I shop online. And they have all kinds of really unique clothes. They have a pride section on there where you can find all the pride stuff. Like, if you like rainbow stuff, that's the place to go. She got me to get her these boots that come up to her knee. They are pride boots. My mom is not a lesbian.
And she just likes the colors.
She can wear a rainbow. It doesn't, like, what? So anyway, but Target, anyway, that whole thing with Target, by the way, people like, oh, these people put up these videos and they were talking about the rainbows. That is not exactly why they went and pulled everything all of a sudden. They apparently have been making some shirts for the younger audience that had some words that were relatable to the LGBT community, which there are children who are in the LGBT community.
You're kidding.
So they have shirts that had like funny quotes for the LGBT for the younger audience in the boys section as well. I'm pretty sure probably the girls section. And there were people who were upset by this and were boycotting them for this before the whole other just regular random shirts were on there and people were losing their mind over those. They started getting boycotted to a higher degree because it being in the children's section. So parents were getting upset. So they decided they were just going to pull all of it since it was causing them money. Because let's just be honest, no company company that is a company that sells you products, I hate to burst people's bubbles, don't care about any of the stuff we all have to care about out here. They don't care about our race issue. They don't care about our gender issue. They don't care about our sexuality issue. They don't care
They care
about
about
any
your
of that. They
wallet
care
issues.
about
That's what they
money.
care about.
So
Are you
if
trying
they
to tell me that they don't
they
care about
don't
me? I
care.
refuse to believe that Target doesn't care about me. You are mistaken.
They only care about their money. They're a company. At the end of the
That's
day,
right.
they care about the green, and that's how it is. Because every company cares about their money. What you feel and what you're going through, they don't care. Even if it seems like they might be
But the
caring,
cool
they
thing
don't.
is the sales of all those particular
They don't
items
care.
that they tried to boycott tripled because they got pulled from Target, and now
Well,
you
of
can just get them
course.
from the source.
Well,
Tripled.
of course they're
So
going to.
you
But
saw
again, people
nothing.
were convinced that they cared. They don't. I keep telling people this. They're companies. When
They
you are
just
a
want your
company,
money.
what you care about is your money. So whatever sounds good to the public, you're going to go with. And it sounds good to be on the side of people who are against racism.
You
who
know
are
what I
against
like? You know what? Y'all know Jeff Bezos ain't the greatest person in the world. He isn't. But you know what he did that gave me some props on him? He got a letter from and I'm just gonna find out the person was absolutely racist. He got a letter from this person telling them because during Black History Month. So this man felt as though he could speak for white America because that's what he said. He said
obviously he's their leader.
White America is tired of Black people and the Black history.
Yeah, I heard.
And if you don't take this stuff down, I'm not going to shop on Amazon anymore. So what Mr. Bezos
sir.
did,
I bet you don't even have Prime talking all that jazz.
he went on mother freaking Twitter, posted the letter.
That was a good place to go.
Using left the man's name and everything on it.
Good.
He posted the letter.
He sent it with his name.
Said, not only am I now not going to take it down, but I'm going to extend all the sales. Black Lives Matter. Thank you.
I mean, honestly though,
dying. Now,
why would you even send a letter? That sounds like a good idea in your head.
The dude signed it, and he said, "White America." And can you imagine the white people gasping, going like,
I hate to inform him that that's not a large portion as he seems to think it is.
Don't put my name in that shit. Say you have a problem with it. Don't.
Exactly.
What he should have said was, I am a speaker for the racist portion of America instead of trying to say white America as if to imply all of them are racist like himself. What he should have said was this racist part of America, which is not the largest portion, but is a portion. He should have said that. But guess what? Since you aren't the majority, why would a company side with you?
But here you go. What did he really think he was going to accomplish? Jeff Bezos is a multi-billionaire. If he truly lost that one person who said, if you keep the Black Lives Matter shit up, I'm not going to buy from you anymore.
Bye.
Oh my. Not that. Please stop.
This man could shut Amazon down tomorrow and die a billionaire. So what did you really think you were accomplishing?
Like, oh no, you one sir who spends some money on Amazon. I
told you don't even have Prime. You're not even paying for Prime.
They don't care.
My friend was like, because she didn't know what had happened, and my friend was like, why is every time I click on to Amazon, there's nothing but like Black people and the African color shirts and this and there. I said, oh, you ain't heard? You ain't read the letter? I'm sorry. We got extended. And she was like, what? And then I told her what happened. I laughed my ass off because I was actually, he had to do that. And I was really proud because he put that whole letter up there. The dude signed. He said, hey, you want to tell everybody what how you feel? That's fine. You want to say that you're speaking for everybody?
I guess he probably shouldn't have sent that in.
You look dumb.
But guess what was going to happen?
That man probably got all kinds of fire.
Sales were going to spike for sure for him sharing that. That's for sure. Because I mean, who wouldn't go shop there then?
Exactly. I'm going to extend it. When I just died laughing. I could not stop laughing.
How ridiculous.
Because, like, what was you thinking? Like, what did you think?
Hello. He
He was
obviously
gonna
this
say,
guy's
he was
brain
gonna
does
go,
not
oh my
fire
God,
enough synapses off.
I can't lose this guy. Oh no.
This one guy.
I need to take down all this.
Oh no, I guess that's the end of Amazon because this guy won't be buying anything anymore.
Oh, girl, it was so beautiful.
I'm telling, like, people, they just don't seem to understand the grand scale of someone who is as rich as like the dude who owns Amazon, or someone is a big company like that. You really can't do anything to them, no matter how threatening you may appear to think you are. You're nothing. So stop it with your silliness. If you feel a certain kind of way, just go over there in your little corner and feel that way all by your little.
Honestly, what he should have done was just do what he said he was going to do and just stop shopping Amazon.
He wanted someone to know and hear, but he really shouldn't have done that.
I'm telling you, I bet you $1 million that man lost his job and everything.
Oh no, he lost everything. That's just the way it is now. Like, he would better off just going in his corner and just continue to live his life and not shop Amazon.
Williams, come into my office.
You're fired.
Is this you? For real?
I'm gonna have to let you go.
Like, no, I agree with you. Me and you boys, we on the same line,
but you gotta go.
You can't be in our company saying, doing dumb shit like this. So
you're gonna have to go. Like, we
can't
have you here.
Go.
And why people like that's not fair. Why are people getting fired when they say something on social media? La 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 la. I'm like, are you stupid? The company can't be associated with someone who is a bigot or a racist. Like, they cannot be associated with them because they will lose business because there are all kinds of people in this country. They can't be when you think like that and you let everyone know you think like that. I prefer those people because I really don't like the closeted ones because they're the worst. Yeah. Like, seriously.
Oh, you know that guy didn't think that Bezos was going to post that though.
Well, no, he didn't because he's
he did. That's because he's a fool. Why he needed to not have a job.
Because Bezos has a brain. He knows. He knows. He was like, wow, this guy literally just sent this to me. Now I'm going to put this out there and we're going to have a spike in sales. Because when you stand on the side like that, you're going to boom. You are. That's just a fact. Yep. These are the facts of this country. Some people can be in denial right now about the balance in this country, about the different races of people in this country. They could be a little in their head and think there's not a lot of people of color here if they want to think that. But it's not like that. Okay.
There's white people and the rest of the people. So you're mistaken to that because there's
apparently I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm just like, really, that man was so confused. But he probably figured I seen Bezos. He's white like me, so he probably will listen. He must be confused right now.
I'm sorry,
and I need to get him. I need to remind him.
His name is Bezos. That man ain't white.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Listen, this man cannot read things and he doesn't understand names, first off. Okay? It's all about what his skin tone portrays. That looks close enough to me, so he must be like me. That's what we're doing.
You got it twisted, bro.
Listen, that's my type of petty. Use the drama for coins. The rule majority is melanated. Yep. Thank you. That's right. That's a fact. That's just how it is. I know it's sad for some, but I don't know why it is because melanin is.
So we went from triggers to Bezos. I think we accomplished our crazy.
We've covered all the bases. All right, everyone. We are going to get out of here. We got some work done tonight, and we chatted, which we love to do because we are the G.O.W, the goddesses of writing, and we actually are going to change our schedule a little bit. We're going to be coming on here just on the second Sunday and the last Sunday of the month. So you'll have a break from us for a week, and then we'll be back on the following Sunday.
So we can take our erotic stuff, our racial stuff, and give y'all a break.
Yes, a break, but we'll be back. So there's no promise it will be. You'll know what's going to be said over here. But anyway, thanks for being here tonight, and we will see you in a couple weeks. Back here at 7 p.m. Standard Time. Does anyone want to do a closing? You have something to share with anybody? You need to tell people what you're doing, what's coming up, the secrets. Do we need to let any secrets out?
I don't have anything new that I didn't already discuss.
Okay.
Hopefully find my camera so I can actually be with camera.
Yeah, she'll have her camera next time.
I hope I can find it. It's black. That's why I can't find it.
Yeah,
You get a whole bunch of pink glistening glitter stickers.
it's like you put glitter on everything. Just put,
Yep.
like they'll think of fairy lipstick.
That's what I'm planning on doing, is making sure everything in here sparkles so I can see it against everything.
Yeah, this bling up everything that you need to be able to
Oh
find.
my God.
Just bling it.
The camera is sitting on the computer.
You know what?
I mean, that's the place it probably should be.
Oh, yo.
It's on a computer. So is it like set up
the
on the computer like it's ready to go type of situation?
Oh my God.
I guess that's your outro.
And the camera is sitting.
I mean, at least we know she'll be on camera next time, y'all.
That is true.
Yo.
She will be because she found the camera. I'm so glad. Dahlia, do you have anything to share for the audience?
Wow.
No.
Wow.
She's working on this story.
Coming out. I never plan anything. What is it? My daughter says
You're
she doesn't use her
spontaneity.
she says she doesn't use her turn signals because she doesn't want people to know her next move.
Oh my God, I can't.
No, Tara, don't do that.
Oh
I said, what? Nothing.
Yeah. Listen, she gonna have me behind her, and I'll be that dude on the dude on TikTok who he's like, when black people driving in the car and stuff that they say, they be like, turn a corner, Slim. Like, you taking so long to turn a corner. Be like,
yeah, why do people take so? And they got that wide turn. I was like, you don't have to go left to go right.
This ain't cars. The other lane to make a turn if they are tractor trailer and they're like in a little Civic.
But if you trying to push a Volkswagen Bug, come on now.
Like, stop. You in a Honda Civic. I know you're dreaming you in some big, like, Dodge Ram or something, but you're not.
Exactly. 350. Oh, no, that's
stop driving with your foot on the brake. That's not what it's for.
Oh, that kills me.
Like, what are you doing? And you can't click the signal. They conveniently put it right there where your steering wheel is. So your hand is on the steering wheel. You can flick your finger up, the index finger, and there's your signal. But no, I'm just going to go ahead and randomly turn the corner when I'm right there thinking you going.
Danny, check your text message.
Check my text.
Yes, because I just want you to see. I don't know what I
Wow, the camera is sitting right there.
I don't know what I thought that was.
I don't know. What did you think it was?
I still don't know what I thought it was, but it's sitting right there. Please show the screen if you can show it big. The camera is sitting
on top of that blue box right there. There it is.
Wow. Well,
you found it. I mean,
sometimes that happens.
No, that's ridiculous. I need it.
That's all we got, folks.
I need to be pink.
Anyway, we will see you in a couple of weeks. Of course, check out all our channels. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with what we're all doing. And also when we are here over here on my channel. And we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.